Rachel Zegler's recent shift in tone regarding Disney's live-action remake of Snow White has set off a whirlwind of reactions across social media. Just a short while ago, Zegler made headlines with her bold and controversial statements about modernizing the beloved 1937 Disney classic. She openly criticized the original film, calling it outdated and even describing certain parts as creepy. These comments, which many perceived as dismissive, raised eyebrows among Disney fans who felt that she had little regard for a film that held a special place in cinematic history. Now, in what seems to be an attempt to repair her image among Disney loyalists, Zegler has made a complete turnaround, praising the original Snow White as a monumental moment in cinematic history. This sudden reversal has left fans confused, even more frustrated than before, as they question the sincerity of her newfound appreciation for the original. Disney likely hoped this new approach would help ease the backlash and garner support for the remake, but instead it has sparked even more debate. Many fans have dubbed her latest comments an apology tour, questioning whether her recent reverence for the original Snow White is genuine or simply a last-ditch effort to salvage the film's reputation. Fans, still reeling from her initial remarks, find it difficult to reconcile her recent praise with her past criticism. Her initial comments were perceived as a blatant disregard for a cherished film, and even though Disney had been counting on her fresh approach to appeal to younger audiences, her critiques seemed to cast a shadow over the upcoming release. When Zegler first spoke about Snow White, her remarks quickly stirred outrage. She described the classic tale as a story centered on a guy who literally stalks her, a comment many saw as disrespectful to a film that has been loved for generations. Though her words were likely meant to support a more modern, feminist angle on the tale, they landed as dismissive to many Disney fans. Zegler seemed particularly opposed to the idea that Snow White needed to be saved by a prince, dismissing the storyline as outdated and irrelevant in today's society. While her perspective may have been an attempt to champion female empowerment, it failed to resonate with fans who view the original as a timeless story of love, innocence, and kindness. In interviews from just a few months ago, Zegler didn't hold back in expressing her dissatisfaction with the original film. She admitted to having only watched it once as a child and said she never revisited it because she found it terrifying. Her lack of connection to the character or the film was evident, and she seemed unapologetic about her unwillingness to honor the legacy of the 1937 classic. But now, her stance has taken a dramatic turn as she speaks of the film as a beloved masterpiece that laid the foundation for Disney's values today. This change in tone has left fans bewildered, many wondering if it's too little, too late. When the first teaser trailer was released, it received overwhelmingly negative feedback. Millions of dislikes and critical comments poured in, with fans voicing concerns over Disney's growing trend of prioritizing social and political messages over faithful retellings of its beloved classics. Further complicating matters were reports of tension between Zegler and her co-star, Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen. Rumors circulated that political disagreements between the two actresses had created a tense atmosphere on set, fueling fan speculation that the off-screen drama might negatively impact the film. Talks of a potential boycott began to gain traction as fans grew increasingly uneasy about the film's direction. Rather than excitement building around a fresh take on a beloved story, the conversation had shifted to whether the movie could survive in the face of such overwhelming negative press. One of the biggest concerns surrounding the remake is its staggering budget. Reportedly exceeding $200 million, the Snow White project is one of Disney's most expensive endeavors in recent years. While the studio receives some financial assistance from the UK government through filming subsidies, the total production cost remains monumental. When considering additional marketing expenses and post-production work, the final price tag could soar even higher. Disney now faces immense financial pressure, as the film would need to perform exceptionally well at the box office just to break even, let alone generate a profit. Given that theaters take a substantial share of box office earnings, this high financial stake only amplifies the importance of the film's success. Disney, facing mounting challenges with the remake, likely hoped Zegler's revised stance would smooth things over. Instead, it has added to the uncertainty, as fans question whether the film can live up to its heritage or if it's simply another casualty in the struggle between artistic integrity and modern reinterpretations. Ultimately, Zegler's pivot underscores a broader debate in Hollywood about the balance between modernizing beloved stories and respecting their legacies. As fans continue to voice their disapproval online, Disney finds itself at a crossroads, attempting to bridge the gap between preserving classic narratives and appealing to contemporary audiences. With the film's release date drawing closer, the stakes are higher than ever. For Zegler, this may be a defining moment in her career, as she faces the challenge of regaining the trust of audiences who feel she may have lost touch with the values that made Snow White a beloved classic in the first place. Only time will tell if this whirlwind of controversy will dissipate or if it will continue to cast a shadow over the Snow White remake, potentially impacting not just the film's box office performance but Disney's approach to future adaptations. Rachel Zegler's sudden shift in tone towards Disney's Snow White has become a focal point in the company's efforts to repair the damage caused by her earlier statements. With Disney's live-action remake already facing significant backlash, Zegler is now positioned at the center of a high-stakes public relations campaign. Just months ago, her remarks about the 1937 animated classic labeling it outdated and even creepy seemed to undermine the film's legacy, casting doubt on Disney's reimagining of the story. Now, however, Zegler is singing a very different tune, praising the original Snow White and expressing deep admiration for its place in cinematic history. At the 2020, the timing of Zegler's apology tour couldn't be more critical. The Snow White remake has been plagued by controversy for months, particularly after Disney's decision to make significant changes to the story, including replacing the iconic seven dwarfs with CGI magical creatures. Many fans were appalled by what they saw as an unnecessary, politically correct overhaul that stripped the film of its original charm. 24 D23 Expo, she described her role as a dream come true, framing her involvement in the remake as an incredible honor. While this change in tone may appear to be an attempt to reconnect with Disney's loyal fanbase, the public's response has been mixed, with many fans questioning the authenticity of her new stance. The backlash on social media underscores this skepticism. Fans have flooded platforms with posts casting doubt on Zegler's apology tour, suggesting that it is more about managing her image than demonstrating genuine respect for the original Snow White. The criticism extends beyond her sudden praise of the classic film. Some fans have gone as far as calling her new statements cringe, arguing that the shift feels forced and insincere. Many believe her apology tour is simply a calculated move designed to restore the film's reputation and secure its box office performance, rather than an honest appreciation for the 1937 original. In the court of public opinion, Zegler's previous remarks have not been forgotten. Her earlier criticisms, which portrayed the classic tale as a story promoting outdated gender roles, cast a dark shadow over her newfound reverence for the film. This disconnect between her past comments and her current praise has created a credibility issue, leaving audiences with lingering doubts about her intentions. Disney, in the meantime, faces a complex challenge in salvaging the remake's image. Marketing efforts for the movie have been intensified, with the studio clearly attempting to shift the conversation toward excitement and anticipation for the film. Yet, this strategy has proven to be an uphill battle. Disney's live-action adaptations of animated classics have had mixed results. While films like Beauty and the Beast and The Lion King have thrived, pulling in millions at the box office, others, such as Mulan and Peter Pan Wendy, have failed to capture the magic of the originals, resulting in underwhelming box office returns and lukewarm fan reception. With Snow White facing its own controversies and a polarized audience, the question remains whether this film will join the ranks of successful remakes or become another costly misstep. The situation is further complicated by shifts in the entertainment industry. Audiences today are increasingly selective about what they're willing to pay for in theaters, especially as streaming services like Disney make it easier for viewers to wait for a film's home release. Disney must provide a compelling reason for audiences to go to theaters on opening weekend if it hopes to recoup the massive budget that went into the Snow White remake. In the midst of this storm, Zegler's transformation from outspoken critic to a champion of the original Snow White has done little to assuage fans' concerns. For some, her recent comments are simply too drastic a shift to believe. Many wonder if her newfound reverence for the film's legacy is genuine or merely a calculated move to win back support. Reportedly costing over $200 million, the film's budget is among Disney's largest for a live-action project. While some filming subsidies from the UK have offset production costs, marketing expenses and post-production work will likely push the total cost even higher. If the film underperforms, Disney could face a significant financial setback, with the film needing to perform exceptionally well just to break even. Zegler's PR challenges extend beyond the Snow White remake. Her interviews and public statements have earned her a reputation for being dismissive and, at times, ungrateful, which raises red flags for both fans and Hollywood insiders. In the entertainment industry, an actor's public image can be as important as their talent. Studios are increasingly wary of actors who come across as difficult or entitled, as these traits can harm a film's reception and make future collaborations risky. Zegler's perceived attitude has led some to question whether she can remain a marketable figure in Hollywood, especially if her recent comments continue to alienate fans and fuel negative press. As the release date for Snow White approaches, the stakes are higher than ever. All eyes are on Disney to see whether the company can overcome the controversies surrounding the film and salvage the audience's trust. Zegler's apology tour may be an attempt to course correct, but it's uncertain if her revised messaging will resonate with fans. Once eager to see a new take on the classic story, some audiences now feel alienated, while others are holding out hope that the film might still deliver a refreshing experience. This divide among fans is a crucial factor for Disney to navigate, as the outcome could influence not only Snow White but also future decisions in its approach to reimagining its classic films. Adding to the complexity is the fierce competition Disney faces within an ever-evolving entertainment landscape. Streaming platforms, diverse content options, and a changing public interest mean audiences have more choices than ever before. Disney is accustomed to being at the forefront of family entertainment, but the ongoing pushback against politically driven narratives and perceived overhauls of classics reveals a new level of resistance from its audience. Fans who grew up with the original Snow White cherish it as a timeless story that defined Disney's golden era, and many are wary of remakes that appear to stray too far from the essence of the original tales. Disney must balance its commitment to modern storytelling with the nostalgia and traditional values that continue to draw audiences to its classics. Zegler's apology tour has become a test of Disney's ability to adapt to changing audience expectations while staying true to the magic that built its legacy. As criticism mounts and skepticism persists, Snow White's fate remains uncertain. If the movie fails to resonate with audiences, it risks not only box office losses but also damage to Disney's reputation as the guardian of beloved family stories. The company, once viewed as nearly untouchable in the realm of animation and family-friendly films, now faces pressure to rethink how it approaches its classics in an era where audience loyalty cannot be taken for granted. For Zegler, this public relations storm could be a defining moment in her career. As a young actress with significant potential, the way she navigates this controversy may determine her future in Hollywood. A successful performance in Snow White, coupled with a genuine connection to the audience, could redeem her image and solidify her status as a star on the rise. However, if her apology tour fails to resonate and the film underperforms, she may find it challenging to rebuild her reputation in an industry that places a high value on public perception and relatability. Ultimately, Zegler's journey reflects the broader challenges of Hollywood's adaptation strategies and the fine line between modernization and respect for tradition. For fans, Snow White is more than just a movie, it's a symbol of Disney's timeless storytelling. As the film's release date nears, anticipation is mixed with apprehension, and audiences remain divided. Whether Zegler's efforts to repair her image will pay off remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: the outcome of Snow White could signal a new era for Disney's remakes, influencing how the studio approaches its future adaptations and how it navigates the complex relationship between classic nostalgia and contemporary appeal.